He worked good, yeah, yeah. We were happy enough with him. He, yeah, he came out of the race in the bluegrass well. He looked like he needed to do something the last couple of days. He's been getting fresh. And yeah, so we just let him go a half out, a nice 5/8. I think he went out in a minute and 3/5, so it was about spot on. He's fit and he's well, and I think he's where he should be right now.
Get one more work in next week.
Yeah, another one probably depending on weather, but you'd
Yeah.
hope Saturday, give or take a day. And yeah, that should put him about right.
Did he get anything out of the Risen Star?
I don't know that he got a whole lot, Jenny, but we might have got more out of it than he did. Um, but you know, he didn't get a ton out of it. But at the same hand, no, he did get something. He got to the races and we got a race into him, albeit it wasn't a very tough race. But I think we learned more about the horse in the Risen Star than we had ever before, and we had to really knuckle down on him and get tougher on him because I feel that he didn't learn an awful lot last year, um, because he was just so talented and he cruised along and maybe at the end of the day we were just a little too easy on him when you think about it. We didn't realize it at the time, but I think in the Risen Star, after it, we had to kind of get stuck into him, and but he took all his lessons very well, and I think he showed that in the bluegrass.
For some of these horses, is it? I mean, you can never be sad about winning, but because they're talented, they do win. Like he did his first two races, but they sometimes there's something to be said by taking maybe a couple times to break your maiden as far as development.
Sometimes I think, Jenny, sometimes you have to lose. Sometimes I think to to learn your lessons and develop. I mean, you see an awful lot of horses that have won the Derby back through the years. They're seasoned horses who've had to battle and what have you in races, and they get beaten, one, two, three times before they win a Derby, and maybe we were lacking that. But I feel he learned a lot in the bluegrass. It was great to see him fight the way he did, and if he learned the lessons that I think he did, then hopefully he's set to make another step forward in the Derby. And if he does, then he should be very, very competitive.
And you feel with like works like this and also the bluegrass, he's where you want fitness wise.
Yeah, he's fit as they come. I mean, he's a very active horse anyway. He's a big horse, but he gets plenty out of his gallops in the morning. He likes to gallop along and that. So fitness is not a question for him. Edgar's worked him. Edgar worked him this morning. Edgar Morales. He worked him for me a couple of times in New Orleans, and he feels like a better horse now than what he was. He said he's more focused. Yeah, we've put the blinkers on him. They're probably helping too. But I think the horse, like we say, he's only run 5 times, so he's still a likely raced horse, and he's probably still got more to learn as well as we move forward. But if he keeps needing to learn more, then he's going to keep improving, and if he keeps improving, then who knows what's going to happen.
Brendan, a lot of obviously preparation and planning goes into trying to win a Kentucky Derby, but gates open and some pretty random stuff happens. How do you deal with that?
They don't make it easy on you, but to try and win a race like the Derby, it's not going to be easy. And we all get faced with stuff, but you'd sooner get faced with it going into the Derby than in the Derby itself. And listen, they're gonna face things in the Derby, a 20-runner field. They're gonna face things that they've never faced before. So yeah, I mean you have to try and learn from every race really, and it's like anything. You learn from it and you try to correct the mistakes, and you try to elaborate on the good and move forward from there.
What does it mean for you to have another runner in the Derby, and what did you learn yourself, if anything, the first time?
It's all a learning process. You've never got it all learned. I mean, we all know that around these horses. They throw you something new every day, no matter how long you're in it. But it was a good experience to have a horse in the Derby before. I think that stands to everybody. Some guys have had umpteen runners in the Derby. I've been lucky enough. This is my second one, but yeah, it is a good thing to have some experience, and we feel we've got the right horse this time, so hopefully we can the whole thing can come together. He's a horse that'll go forward naturally. We're never going to take that away from him. Are we going to be as aggressive as we were in the bluegrass? Probably not. But I don't feel that the horse needs to go to the lead either. I think he's going to naturally be handy. I can't see him further back than maybe 4th, 5th, 6th if he gets a decent break. So anything around there would be perfect, and I think that's the ideal trip. You see a lot of the horses that win the Derby, they're handy. We won the Oaks with Pretty Mischievous a couple of years ago. She was handy the whole way around there, and you just have, I think the thing with this horse, you just have to make it as easy as possible for him to give his best performance, as you do with them all.
Have you looked at the overall field yet and how it shapes up?
I mean, I haven't really, because I think we have to see the draw before you can really come up with a possible plan. But even then, there's a lot of spanners thrown in the work, so I'm not going to worry too much about everybody else. We'll worry about ourselves and hope we get a decent draw, and that he gets the scenario to run his best race.